everyone, Joe here from the Minecraft Alliance, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. In the last episode, we began our journey into some of the side stories in the game, and we looked at a specific side story called Trust Part 1. Today, we're going to go and look at Trust Part 2. Now, Trust Part 1 ended on a very interesting note, so we're going to see how Trust Part 2 goes around. Let's hop in. Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club meeting, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Theory's poem. It's so stupid. How did I end up letting myself be the centre of attention? Theory's going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of a club president does that? Like, this whole time, I didn't need to ask her about her own feelings. So much for my stupid vision. She enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly... Sayori, that was, wasn't it? So it's... Monica? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made all of this about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quite. Yeah. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monica says blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share things, but as unfair as it is for Monica to pray, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monica takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand you don't want me to worry. And I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in ways that life doesn't normally allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Terry smiles gently. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about some poetry? Huh? What about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I really feel like I want to do this. I do have to fulfill my end of your promise. My words. I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know. There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. It does a lot of I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need some like some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting itself isn't so hard. You kind of just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out of any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad when you go from one end to the other. It's more like a cottage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least, that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to knock it still right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds, I forget about what's actually important. Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist. You idiot. I'm just kidding. Monica scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. Wait, why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed. But the point is that you're not supposed to But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just. Well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica writes, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare black at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what words I can't read. I really can't read today. It's kind of funny how I wrote down It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really going to take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks. I do too. But also you, of course. Monica continues to exercise. Monica continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with serious guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts. Whew. Monica looks up and down her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense after looking at this. I hate it, but it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to really try hard at it. But I think it's something that I enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we'll still have time. Let's try to work out a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay! Let's do it! Monica and Sayori proceed with their words. With each passing day, the two of them become more and more confident in the club. Not simply for their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find any more members. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first one to the club room. With her as a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the older one, but the new catchphrases featured clearly in the centre of the flyer. Right the way into your heart. Suddenly, common sense Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is the one that we can use to discover is... Oh boy. But the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully, Monica and Zuri had for that. It will be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. I was bad at expressing myself. How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. 1 second. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulders becomes heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating our airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. Right, 1 second, guys. One quick second. Give me a very, very quick second. That's what Monica was so good at. I really can't read. That's what Monica was so good at. It existed entirely within the realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to breathe through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. One second, guys. Okay. Alright, guys. Right, okay. Okay, there we go, we're back to our round. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs a pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again and lets the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. So, Monica writes, "This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain." Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems loud today. "I'm here!" "Hi." Monica hears Zoe approach the desk and stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk. "Bad day?" "Mm-hmm." "Me too." "You too?" "The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think." I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard just to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Sarah takes the sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down and stares at it for a while. "Can I trust you?" "Of course. You can trust me with anything." Zoe gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper back from Zoe's desk and reads it. Zoe. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. "So, if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're a million times better than me." That's completely not true. Sarah takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. "That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now my head is screaming at me like, stop! Well, wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the Literature Club. I trust you more than I'm scared." At those words, Monica stands up. Zoe must have taken days to work up the courage for this. While Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually did the push that Zoe needed, Zoe deliberately breathes so she can be heard over the air conditioner. Deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you could just be happy instead? So I never told anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier just to smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wants to say, but she has to stop herself from fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they probably wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone will be worried about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Zoe pauses, meaning to recall something in her past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting happiness look inside my head doesn't bring happiness... And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Zoe pauses again, her solemn expression making her almost look like an entirely different person. How do you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be like one of those people too. I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about the club, it's supposed to mean... I kept feeling like it was the right thing for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. Oh, sorry. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her head. I feel one in my stomach, but not in my head. A feeling of connection as Zoe's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Zoe. You're so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monica steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Oh, I love it! I love it. Look at it! I love it! Oh, it's so cool. What did I say? And without a smile, Zoe rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through the contact, Monica can almost feel the torment of thoughts swimming in Zoe's head. This moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all of the days that have passed, this is the only one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. I promise. Zoe's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she's never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless. Everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything. And it's just like, it just feels like everyone has to put up with me. And I hate it. The more Zoe speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with them with me. I just want to die. As soon as Zoe loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Zoe needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort. But she knows, Zoe said it herself, that the thoughts Zoe is experiencing are ones that don't belong. And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Zoe battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value to me and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any members, I would still be happy. It's what you brought here. You brought us a vision. And you also brought happiness. And that's your favourite thing to do, right? Joey doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Zoe take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Zoe lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. well, I'm here if you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Mm-hmm. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring all of this up all of a sudden, but have you ever considered talking to a professional? Yes, thank you. Finally, someone in this game suggests talking to a professional person. Thank you, game. Thank you. Siri nods. It's scary. Mm-hmm. Since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course, it will always be your choice, but if you're going to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. So suddenly yawns and stretches. Oh, wow, that made me tired and hungry. Well, I won't make you do any more work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the children to turn their heads. The door opens halfway. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Is this Yuri? I think that was Yuri. Okay, guys, that was a much shorter one. The second part of that. These are great. I love these. These are so good. Yuri and Natsuki's ones, of course. And Natsuki, then Yuri, then Monica, of course. What have they got anything else in here that's new? This is obviously a new thing. I love this. This is so beautiful. I love it. Anything else that's new? I've got a few new backgrounds. This one's the kitchen. I'm assuming these two are going to be ones that we're going to encounter in Trust in the other side stories. I don't know if there's anything else that we've got. So, music, of course, we unlocked some new tracks. We've got pretty much all the tracks now. There's obviously a few more that we're going to unlock. But yeah. So, obviously, we've done Trust. We're going to do Understanding next time, guys. That's in terms of the side stories. Now, these, what I'm probably going to do is tap these on the end of the series. So, we'll play through the entire game on YouTube. And then we will... I'll tap these onto the end. So, these will probably be episodes I'm expecting at the moment. Let's just check. Let's go to YouTube right now and we'll have a look. You know, honestly, I'm in the mood to keep recording these, so I might do Understanding. I'm honestly in the mood to at least do one more, if not two. So if I go to YouTube and I go to my channel, and I look at the channel now, right? So, basically, go to the second channel, click in. So, the last episode I did was it was episode 11, which was Tuesday and Wednesday of Act 2. So, episode 12 will be Thursday, episode 13 will be Friday, and then episode 14 will be the ending. So this will be 15 and 16. These will be like bonus episodes of the game. So, yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it and you'd like to see more content like this on the channel, please don't forget to like it. If you are new around here, please subscribe to the channel. You can check out my main channel and my tutorial channel, as always, linked down in the description below. You can also check out my Twitch. Well, this was recorded live over at twitch.tv/YourMinecart Link, as always, down in the description below. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, guys. Goodbye.